Hi everyone! In this video, we'll demonstrate how a manual QA engineer can write and execute Selenium Java test case with help of ChatGPT. Thank you for joining this video, and let's get started. This video is a part of the Udemy course Manual and Automation Software Testing with the help of ChatGPT. For more information, check the description or visit the website testing101.net below the video. In today's world, manual testers are increasingly receiving requests from clients regarding the automation of testing, particularly test cases. Of course, to become a QA automation engineer, you need to start your QA career from scratch and gain deep knowledge in this area. However, the QA automation is not as scary as they say, and we will demonstrate how you can automate and run several test scripts with the help of AI, ChatGPT, even if you're not an automation QA engineer. Let's get started. When a QA starts working on the project and receives requirement for the features, tester might notice that not all of them are clear and detailed. Sometimes those requirements are absent at all. Let's take a look at such example. Imagine that the development team is working on developing the e-commerce website. The last component that's almost ready and will be in testing soon is Find Elements form. You open your project Jira board and see the next ticket. Title: Develop the Find Elements form. The description consists only of the attachment that show the desired Find Elements form. Other details are absent. Despite the fact that the requirements are quite superficial and not clear, your task is to write test cases for this functionality and then automate them using Selenium Java. Let's consider how ChatGPT can help us in this case. To begin with, the tool can write us the requirements for this user story, and we will help ChatGPT in this. Navigate to the testing101.net website. Find Java tab at the top navigation menu and click on the Selenium Locators subcategory to navigate to the Find Elements form. The Find Elements page will be displayed. Next step, we should inspect the HTML of the Find Elements fields to check the rules of the validation for these fields. We hover the mouse over the first name field, right-click on the mouse and select Inspect option. The Chrome DevTools will be opened with a pre-selected HTML code on the first name field. In this code, we can find validation attributes for this element, for example, max length attribute for the first name field that is 100 characters long. To remember the necessary attributes, we recommend writing them down in a textbook to copy them later and use them in the ChatGPT prompt to generate the appropriate usage story. Then we inspect the next field of our form, hover the mouse over the last name field, right-click on the mouse and click on the Inspect option. The Chrome DevTools will be opened with the pre-selected last name HTML. The max length attribute for the last name attribute is the same, 100 characters long. Save it to Notepad. The next step is to check the validation of the email and confirm the email fields. Hover the mouse over the email field, right-click on the mouse and click on the Inspect option. The Chrome DevTools will be opened with the pre-selected email HTML. We find the pattern attribute of the email field HTML, save it to the Notepad. Repeat the same step for the Confirm email field. Hover the mouse over the Confirm email field, inspect the element and save the pattern attribute. The next step is to check the other components of our form. In particular, click on the Choose the Account Type drop-down menu and verify the options that are Personal and Business. Also, pay attention that the Find Elements form contains a Terms and Conditions checkbox and Submit button. Put this information on the Notepad. We noted all these elements for a reason. Now, by using this information, you can draft the requirements for this user story with ChatGPT. Navigate to ChatGPT and input a sentence prompt. Write a user story with acceptance criteria for the Find Elements form on the testing101.net website, which consists of input the information about the form fields below the prompt. ChatGPT responds by providing a user story with acceptance criteria, positive and negative scenarios for the Find Elements form, which based on the information you provide. Now we have a clear requirements and test scenarios. So let's move on to the next step. To automate test cases for this form, you first need to have them. If you're working on a more formal project, you might need to write a test case with steps, and ChatGPT can assist you with it. We will not show the example of writing all test cases for such form, but concentrate on the happy pass test case with step for submitting the Find Elements form. For writing such test case for this form, navigate to the ChatGPT and write the next sentence prompt. Write me a positive test case for submitting the Find Elements form on testing101.net that consists of the following fields. Paste information about fields below the prompt. ChatGPT responds by providing a positive test case for submitting the Find Elements form on testing101.net. This way, we can write different manual test cases for this component of the website. Now, let's go further and show how can you automate and run this test case by writing Selenium Java test script with ChatGPT. Imagine that we do not have any AI. Without AI assistance, automating and running this test script would require 3 to 6 months of learning, as you need to know Java basics, variables, data types, operators, control flow statements, functions, and object-oriented programming concepts, web development fundamentals, HTML and CSS, Selenium WebDriver, Selenium WebDriver API, locating elements, action class, and many other things. Test NG and GUnit. However, with the help of AI, in particular ChatGPT, we can learn how to successfully write and then run the test script for the desired test case within 1 or few days. Let's try to do that. The first step is to write a Selenium Java test script that opens Find Elements form. Let's do it using AI. Navigate to ChatGPT and input a sentence prompt. Write Selenium Java test script with test ng for opening the testing101.net webpage. ChatGPT responds by providing a sample Selenium Java test script using test ng to open the webpage with our form. Click on the Copy Code button on the top right corner of the script window to copy it. To write and then run the test script, you need an integrated development environment. They are different. For this example, we will use IntelliJ IDEA Community Edition. The tutorial on how to set up it will explain on the next videos of our course. Once the environment is set up, we navigate to the IntelliJ IDEA Community Edition tool. Find the source folder in our project and open the Test drop-down menu. To create a new test script, we need to create a new test class in our project, which should be created in the Java folder. Find it on the Test drop-down menu. The right-click on the Java folder menu with the different options will be displayed. At the top of the menu, find the New Java Class option and click on it. The new Java Class window will be displayed with a different option. Select the class option, input a name into the name field, such as Test Case 1, and click Enter on the keyboard to create the class. The test will be created in the Java folder, and the Test Case 1 file will be opened in a separate window of the IntelliJ IDEA. As you remember, using ChatGPT, we already generated Selenium Java test script for opening the testing101.net webpage. Now we need to paste it into our test case. For that reason, we select everything in the Test Case 1 file, right-click on the mouse and choose the Paste option. The test script for opening the webpage with a Find Element form has been pasted. However, just pasting the script is insufficient to execute even the simplest test. To make it functional, several additional steps need to be taken, and specifically, you should fix all errors in the test script. The number of errors is displayed at the top right corner of the test file window, and the error itself is underlined in the code with a red line. As you can see, in our file, 2 elements are highlighted: the name of the Test Case 1 file and the public class name, causing an error in the test script. The reason for this is very simple. The Java test file name must equal the public class name. So let's fix it. Hover the mouse over the Java test file name, right-click the mouse, and choose the Rename File option at the bottom of the menu. The Rename window will be displayed. Input the same name as the public class of the test script generated by ChatGPT, which is Selenium test, and click on the Refactor button at the bottom of the Rename window. The error counter and red highlighting of the Java file and public class will disappear, indicating that the error was fixed. The next step you need to perform to run the test script is to write the path to the Chrome WebDriver into the Selenium test file. For that reason, find the path field on the System Set Property row of the Selenium test file and replace it with the path to the Chrome driver on your device. These are all the necessary steps to get your test script running. Let's check it out. Hover the mouse over the Selenium test file in the Java folder, right-click the mouse and select the Run option on the menu, or alternatively, press Ctrl-Shift-F10 on the keyboard. The Chrome browser will be opened with the message "Chrome is being controlled by automated test software" displayed below the URL field, indicating that the test script is running. After the test case is completed, the test result window will be displayed at the bottom of IntelliJ IDEA, indicating the status of our test path, logs, and other information about the test. As you can see, the test result has passed, and the test script for navigating to the Find Elements form page is working, so we can proceed to write our test script. As you know, a test script should consist of all the same steps as a manual test case in order to automatically pass the test scenario. However, unlike a person, a computer does not see and cannot understand the steps written in the manual test case. It relies on the code. Thus, each step is a line of code in the test script file. And in order to write the code for each step, firstly, you need to check the HTML code and write the XPath for each element of our form. For beginners, you may not know what HTML and CSS are, what XPath is, and why we select it by ID, by name, etc. For this, we will have a separate tutorials in our course. Let's write steps into our Selenium test file for submitting the Find Elements form with the help of ChatGPT. The first step is to fill in the first name field. Navigate to the testing101.net webpage and inspect the first name field. The HTML code of the first name field will be displayed pre-selected. Hover the mouse over the HTML code and right-click on the mouse. In the Options window, select Copy and then Copy Element option. The HTML of the first name field has been copied. Now, you need to write the XPath for this element. For this reason, navigate to ChatGPT and input the following sentence prompt. Write me unique XPath by ID for this element. Paste the HTML of the element below the prompt. The ChatGPT answers providing the unique XPath for filling in the first name field based on its ID. You can use this XPath to locate the element uniquely and interact with it to fill in the first name field. Our form was designed with a unique XPath for each element. However, it's important to note that XPath offers various ways to locate elements within an XML or HTML document. This topic is one of the key to successful automation. Therefore, don't skip the tutorial on how to write XPath in our course. Now we can check the uniqueness of it for our first name field. To verify it, click on the Copy Code button and copy the XPath for the first name field from ChatGPT. Return to the Find Elements testing form, hover the mouse over the HTML code and press the Ctrl+F command on the keyboard. The search field will be displayed below the Developer Tools window. Here we can find any element of the web page that we inspect. Paste the XPath for the first name field into the search. All elements of this XPath will be highlighted. As you can see, in our case, only one element is found, which is our first name field. That means that XPath is unique for this page. Let's write the Selenium Java step for filling in the first name field. For that reason, navigate to ChatGPT and write the next sentence. Write me a single line of Selenium Java code for filling in the testing first name into this element. Paste the XPath of the element below the prompt. ChatGPT provides a single line of Selenium Java code to fill in the testing text into the first name input field. Click the Copy Code button and copy it. Back to the Selenium test file in IntelliJ IDEA, find the test rows. Here we write each step of our test case. Insert the first step line of code into the brackets. Additionally, you can annotate it by writing 2 backslash symbols and put the name of each element for the whole steps above the code, such as first name field. As you can see, our line of code consists of an error. Hover the mouse over the highlighted in red ID, and you will see that it happens because we have not imported the class for the ID. To import it, put the cursor on the line of code with the error and click Alt+Enter on the keyboard. The window with the Import Class option will be opened. Click on it. The desired class will be imported and the error will be fixed. Thus, we wrote the first step for submitting our Find Elements form. It's also important to remember that we've only shown examples of how to automate with AI, but there are factors such as 1. AI can give different answers to the same prompts. 2. Element attributes can be dynamic and change, and others that may affect the final results if you follow our instructions step by step. That's why at the end of each lecture, we'll leave an example of the code from the lecture. But your task is to understand the structure of building prompts in order to locate elements and automate test cases, and not simply follow all the steps with precision to the value of the attribute in these videos. Now, let's run our script and check if it works. Find the Run button at the leader of the IntelliJ IDEA toolbar and click on it. The test script will run. Once the run finishes, the test result window will be displayed at the bottom of the IntelliJ IDEA window. As you can see, the test result passed, meaning that our test script with the first step for submitting the form works. Now, using this analogy, we can write the next step for our test case. Navigate back to the testing101.net webpage and inspect the last name field. The last name HTML code element will be preselected. Hover the mouse over it, right-click on the mouse, and select the Copy Element option. Return to ChatGPT and input a sentence prompt. Write me a unique XPath by ID for this element. Paste the HTML code of the last name field element below the prompt. ChatGPT provides the unique XPath for filling in the last name field based on its ID. Copy it. Then, write down the next sentence prompt. Write me a single line of Selenium Java code for filling in 101, last name into this element. Paste the XPath of the element below the prompt. The ChatGPT answers providing a single line of Selenium Java code to fill in the 101 text into the last name input field. Click the Copy Code button and copy it. Back to the Selenium test in the IntelliJ IDEA, find the Add Test rows and paste second step into the brackets, annotating it as last name field. This step is ready. Let's go to the next one. Navigate back to the testing101.net webpage and inspect the email field. The email HTML code element will be preselected. Hover the mouse over it, right-click on the mouse, and select the Copy Element option. Return to ChatGPT and input a sentence prompt. Write a unique XPath by ID for filling a valid email into the email field. Paste the HTML code of the email field element below the prompt. ChatGPT provides a unique XPath for filling a valid email into the email field based on its ID. Click the Copy Code button and copy it. Then write down the next sentence prompt. Write me a single line of Selenium Java code for filling in valid email into this element. Paste the XPath of the element below the prompt. The ChatGPT answers providing a single line of Selenium Java code to fill the valid email into the email field. Click the Copy Code button and copy it. Back to the Selenium test file in IntelliJ IDEA, find the Add Test rows and paste the third step into the brackets, annotating it as email field. This step is ready. Let's proceed to the next one. Navigate back to the testing101.net webpage and inspect the Confirm Email field. The Confirm Email HTML code element will be preselected. Hover the mouse over it, right-click on the mouse, and select the Copy Element option. Return to ChatGPT and input a sentence prompt. Write a unique XPath by ID for filling a valid email into the Confirm Email field. Paste the HTML code of the Confirm Email field element below the prompt. ChatGPT provides a unique XPath for filling a valid email into a Confirm Email field based on its ID. Click the Copy Code button and copy it. As it is the Confirm Email field, we should input the same email as we input in the email field, so write down the next sentence prompt. Write me a single line of Selenium Java code for filling in example@example.com email into the element, and paste the XPath of the element below the prompt. The ChatGPT answer is providing a single line of Selenium Java code to fill the same email into the Confirm Email field. Click the Copy Code button and copy it. Back to the Selenium test file in the IntelliJ IDEA, find the Add Test rows and paste the fourth step into the brackets, annotating it as Confirm Email field. Using ChatGPT, we have already written and added Selenium Java code to fill 4 fields of our Find Elements form in our Selenium test script, namely first and last name, email, and confirm email. Let's proceed to the next field of our form, which is the Choose the Account Type drop-down menu. As we remember, our test script must go through all the same steps as the manual test case. In the case of a drop-down menu, first we need to open it and then choose the desired option. So we need to write 2 XPath and then generate 2 steps. Hover the mouse over the Choose the Account Type drop-down menu and inspect it. The drop-down menu HTML code will be preselected. Hover the mouse over it, right-click on the mouse, and select the Copy Element option. Return to ChatGPT and input a sentence prompt. Generate XPath for Select Element. Paste the HTML code of the drop-down menu below the prompt. ChatGPT provides a unique XPath for selecting the Choose My Account Type drop-down menu. Copy it. Then write down the next sentence prompt. Generate a Selenium Java single line of code to click on the Paste the XPath of the element below the prompt. ChatGPT provides a single line of Selenium Java code to click on the Choose My Account Type drop-down menu. Click the Copy Code button and copy it. Back to the Selenium test file in IntelliJ IDEA, find the Add Test rows and paste the step into the brackets, annotating it as Choose My Account Type drop-down menu. As we designed our Find Element form with unique HTML elements, we can shorten the XPath of the select element to Select in the step of the script that clicks on the drop-down menu. Let's move on and generate the second XPath for choosing the personal option. Navigate back to the testing101.net webpage and inspect the personal option of the drop-down menu. The personal option HTML code will be preselected. Hover the mouse over it, right-click on the mouse, and select Copy option. Return to ChatGPT and input a sentence prompt. Write me XPath for the example shown. Paste the HTML code of the personal option of the drop-down menu below the prompt. ChatGPT provides the XPath for the div element with the class given and containing the text personal. Click the Copy Code button and copy it. Then write down the next sentence prompt. Write me a Selenium Java single line of code to click on this element. Paste the XPath of the element below the prompt. ChatGPT provides a single line of Selenium Java code to click on the personal option of the Choose My Account Type drop-down menu. Click the Copy Code button and copy it. Back to the Selenium test file in the IntelliJ IDEA, find the Add Test Rows and paste the step into the brackets next to the first step, which clicks on the drop-down menu. These steps are ready. Let's proceed to the next one. Navigate to the testing101.net webpage and inspect the Terms and Conditions checkbox. The T&C HTML code element will be preselected. Hover the mouse over it, right-click on the mouse and select Copy Element option. Return to ChatGPT and input a sentence prompt. Generate XPath for this checkbox. Paste HTML code of the T&C element below the prompt. ChatGPT provides a unique XPath for the T&C element. Copy it. Then write down the next sentence prompt. Write me a single line of Selenium Java code to click on the element. Paste the XPath of the element below the prompt. The ChatGPT answers providing a single line of Selenium Java code to click on the T&C checkbox. Click the Copy Code button and copy it. Back to the Selenium test file in IntelliJ IDEA, find the Add Test Rows and paste the step into the brackets, annotating it as Terms and Conditions checkbox. This step is ready. Let's go to the last one. Navigate back to the Testing 101 webpage and inspect the Submit button. The Submit button HTML code element will be preselected. Hover the mouse over it, right-click on the mouse and select Copy Element option. Return to ChatGPT and input a sentence prompt. Write me a unique XPath for this element to click on the Submit button. Paste HTML code of the Submit button below the prompt. ChatGPT provides a unique XPath for the Submit button. Copy it. Then write down the next sentence prompt. Write me a single line of Selenium Java code to click on the element. Paste the XPath of the element below the prompt. The ChatGPT answers providing a single line of Selenium Java code to click on the Submit button. Click the Copy Code button and copy it. Back to the Selenium test field in the IntelliJ IDEA, find the Add Test Rows and paste the last step into the brackets, annotating it as Submit button. Finally, we wrote the last step of our test case for submitting the Find Elements form with the help of ChatGPT. However, there are still a few steps that need to be taken in order to run our test successfully. If you click the Run button at the top navigation bar of the IntelliJ IDEA, our Selenium test script will run. However, you will see the test result on the test run at the bottom of the window, which will indicate that the test result is test failed equals 1, along with logs indicating the reason for failing. This happens because besides the obvious steps that the user takes running the manual test case, we should know and add the Selenium WebDriver interactions with the components. We will explain this topic in detail in the next videos. But in order to show our test script running now, we should pay attention that our Find Element form does not fully display after navigating to the web page. In order to fill in all fields, our test script should also scroll the page down to fill in the rest of the fields of the form and submit it. For that reason, navigate to ChatGPT and input a sentence prompt. Write me Selenium Java single line of code to scroll the page, Testing 101 for 15%. The ChatGPT answers providing a single line of Selenium Java code to scroll the page down by 15%. Copy it. Back to the Selenium test file in the IntelliJ IDEA, find the Add Test Rows and paste this command into our test below the step to fill an email field, annotating it as 15% scroll. As you can see, our line of code consists of an error. Don't worry. Put the cursor on the line with the error, click the Alt+Enter button, and then on the Import Class button. The Selenium JavaScript executor class will be imported, and the error will be fixed. Now, the test result after running our test script should be positive. You may try to run it and check the results. However, there are still several components missing from our test script, and one of them is the waits element of the Selenium WebDriver. This element is important because it's not always possible to complete a step in 1 second, and it's important to wait until it will be executed. Waits elements help us to solve such issues. It's an important and interesting topic which we'll explain in a separate video of the course. For our test script, we'll just add several thread.sleep to be sure that our test script will run successfully. Thread.sleep is a method provided by the Java language which pauses the execution of the current thread for a specific period of time. Back to the Selenium test in the IntelliJ IDEA, find the Add Test Rows and paste thread.sleep command after the first step of the test script. Then click on the error indicator icon or press Alt-Enter on the keyboard and select the Add Exception to Method Signature option from the menu. Thread.sleep means that after the first step, we pause the execution of the current thread for 1 second. We can add this command before and after each step of our Selenium test script. Add it after each step. Our Selenium Java test script works. All we have to do is check if it works correctly. For this, we use testng or JUnit. We will explain this topic in a separate video of our course. For now, let's just add this check with the help of ChatGPT. Navigate back to the testing101.net webpage, fill in valid data into the form, and click on the Submit button. The success message will be displayed below the Submit button. Hover the mouse over it, right-click on the mouse, and select the Inspect option. The confirmation message HTML will be preselected. Hover the mouse over it, right-click on the mouse, and select the Copy Element option. Return to ChatGPT and input a sentence prompt. Create me XPath for this element. Paste HTML code of the element below the prompt. The ChatGPT answers providing a unique XPath for the given element. Copy it. Then write down the next sentence prompt. Write testng with the web element success message by XPath for the paste XPath of the element below the prompt. The ChatGPT answers providing us how can you write a testng test method using Selenium WebDriver to locate the success message element by XPath. Scroll the script example to the Add Test Rows and copy only these steps, such as find the success message element by XPath and assert the success message is displayed. Back to the Selenium test in the IntelliJ IDEA, find the Add Test Rows and paste this command into our script as the last steps. As you can see, 3 elements of our verification are highlighted in red. Don't worry. Put the cursor on the asset and click Alt+Enter, then select the Import Class option on the menu. Next, put the cursor on the web element, click Alt+Enter, and also click on the Import Class option. Classes will be imported, and the testng check will be fixed. Thus, we added a check for our test script. Finally, we can say we wrote the Selenium Java test script for submitting the Find Elements form with the help of ChatGPT. Let's try to run it. Find the Run button at the top navigation panel of the IntelliJ IDEA and click on it. The Chrome browser will be opened with the Chrome is being controlled by automated test software message that will be displayed below the URL field indicating that the test script is running. After the test case is completed, the test result window will be displayed at the bottom of the IntelliJ IDEA, indicating the status of our test pass logs and other information about the test. As you can see, the test passed 1 message is displayed, which means the successful status of the test case run. In this example, we have shown that a manual tester, if necessary, can automate a test case with the help of AI, namely ChatGPT, in a fairly short period of time. Of course, it will not be perfect, but it can be a good addition to your work as a QA engineer. However, as you managed to notice, this is not done in one click or copying a script. Even to automate with the help of AI, you need to have some additional knowledge, namely, how to set up the testing environment, XPath bases, HTML bases, Selenium WebDriver bases, TestNG or JUnit bases. And we are going to show you first all of these topics in the next videos of our course, and second, how to use them in practice with the help of AI. That's all from our side. If there are topics that you would like to see, write a comment or question to the lecture. We hope to see you in the next video.